Hey guys, welcome to the Real and Raw
with Tasha.
and Angela.
And I'm Steve. How's it going?
Yay, hi Steve. So we have a
Hi.
guest today, Steve. Welcome to the Real and Raw.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have our
Man.
first male host with us today.
Yes.
You're our second guest, so thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be on today. So if
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very honored.
Yeah, so if you can just give us a little bit information about yourself.
Well, hello, how's it going? I'm Steve Thomason III. I'm a father of three. I have two boys and a girl, 8, 5, and 2. The girl's the youngest. I work in New York City. I'm a dad.
That's good enough.
Yeah. A father of three, you work in New York where, COVID is rapid.
Yes.
Don't look at it negatively. You got to think about the positively.
Yes, you're right. But when I think of New York, I think of COVID. So tell me, I know you, so you work in New York. Are you interacting around people? Like, how does that work for you? Have you been working throughout the pandemic?
Yes, I've been working nonstop. Not much has changed for me. Maybe I actually work more because there's less people. Like when the first COVID first started, a lot of people didn't come back to work. So more people. I do like security, so we got a lot of constructions in a lot of the buildings. We have a lot of people coming in and out. So we got to make sure we have somebody 24/7.
Okay, so you're definitely an essential worker.
Yeah.
I feel like I get those nurses and doctors.
Now, Steve, how have you felt about the fact that you have been working? You've been one of the people that still goes into work, right? A lot of people haven't came in because of COVID. How do you feel? I know you're a father of three. How does that intertwine with you seeing your children? Does it make it difficult?
When the pandemic first happened, I was like really, really scared, like extra cautious. I didn't leave my house. I used to have the gloves on like 24/7.
I think we all did. Sorry to interrupt you, but we all did at that point.
I literally would only leave my house to go to work or like the supermarket, like nothing. So then when I interact with my kids, I had like the spray. I would always spray myself, sanitize, and in the beginning I wasn't touching them too much. Like when I did go see them on the weekends and stuff. So it was kind of hard. Like it was kind of scary. Like really, really scary.
Okay.
Especially people were dying. Like coworkers were dying. Like you didn't know what was causing what, and then like especially people that were getting infected. So it was a really scary time. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Me personally, I've worked throughout the pandemic as well. I'm in banking, so I work for PNC Bank, and then I'm a realtor, so I interact with people all the time and going into people's houses and stuff. So it's definitely hard to do that and then come back home to your family. So that's why I was curious, especially with you being in New York, and just like how you manage, how you deal with it.
Because you could take the public transportation, you could interact. Let's say you take the bus, you could interact with like 20 people, and you don't know who those 20 people is interacting with, and vice versa. The train, that's like maybe 100 people in one car, and then like you don't know where they're coming from. They could be coming from Jersey, upstate, so it gets complex,
Yeah.
But you just gotta think about positive, cover yourself, protect yourself.
Yeah.
Wash your clothes. Stay, people call for sneeze. Like before, like people don't even say bless you. Like if someone sneezed, like people will run away versus say bless you. Like it's just so weird how times has changed. Like
oh no, you can't cough now neither. Cause
oh yeah.
yeah.
I have this one coworker, but he sneezed and it's so loud and it's like kind of like you want to hide under your desk, like, wait, what just happened? Like you just sneezed. But no, you're absolutely right. I think especially now with it being fall, I feel like the seasons are changing. So a lot of people's allergies are acting up, they're getting colds and stuff, but because we're so like fearful of COVID, we think that everybody that's sick has COVID. So
Yeah.
I would say like, just take care of yourself. Like viruses, it's like kind of and colds. Just keep up your immune system strong. Eat healthy, work out, and just control what you can control. That's how I look at it. Like positive point of view.
yeah, I agree. So
That's true.
we thank you for taking the time with us tonight. We know that you're at work, so this is truly appreciated that you're able to
Yes.
take that
Oh,
time
thank you, thank you.
to be on. We're gonna go over today's topic, and it's really great that you're here because we're able to get Mel's perspective. We've done a couple episodes now where we've given our experiences and our perspective on relationships, but we're actually able to get your perspective, which is important for our listeners so that they can hear both
So
sides
can
of
you
the story.
repeat the question?
Am I lagging? Can you hear me?
You hear me?
I hear you. She froze.
He froze.
Who froze?
She's gonna have to edit this part.
I didn't freeze, guys. I'm here.
I told it too, like, I don't know what happened.
I'm here. I didn't freeze.
You froze.
I'm here. I've been here. I've been moving. I don't know. I can hear you guys,
I don't see you. I don't know. From my end, I don't see you.
but you can
No,
hear
I
me,
don't see you
right?
either. You're like frozen. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay. So
I think it's a lag.
you guys are not frozen on my side, so just keep talking and keep going because you guys are not frozen on my side. I hear the audio and you guys are moving. I'm moving. So even if you guys don't see me, just keep going with it because on my end is what's going to record.
You're moving now. I can see you now moving.
Okay.
I could see you, but
You're
it's
moving.
hard. Like, it's hard because you said something and then I don't know what you said.
Yeah, can you repeat the last question? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Let's see. I need to see. Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
I
loud
can
and
hear
clear.
you.
Okay. Okay. So I'm back at it. So we're gonna continue from here.
Welcome back.
And now you're gone
Yeah,
because
it's
I
like
can't see you from my end.
Steve, it's like every episode.
I can see you. I can see you. I would say
don't
just
know.
like keep going because the audio, and then I mean, even if they're watching you, you're not really moving, doing around like dancing like it's a show, so it's okay.
But I'm not frozen on my end. So even though you guys
No,
don't
you're not frozen. I see you.
know, yeah. So even though you guys don't see me moving on my end, I can. So the recording is coming from my.
Yeah, what's important more is your audio, but there's times where I can't hear you.
But you can hear me now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it goes, I can hear you, but it goes on and off. So that's my issue on my end.
So then what I would say is just if you can't hear me, just
I
ask.
can hear you now.
If you can't hear me, just
Like I can hear and see you. Like you're moving clearly again, and I can hear you again.
okay. So Angela, if you can't hear me, just tell me you can't hear me, and then I'll try to repeat the question.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
So you want to get into the topic?
Let's get into it.
So go ahead and you can mention the topic, Angela.
Okay, so for tonight, we have actually 2 questions that we are going to ask our guests. Okay. And we're gonna just answer it. We're all gonna answer it actually. And this is the real and raw. So we're gonna keep it as real as it gets. Okay.
Keep it 100. You can keep it 100. You know?
So
might
I
have
am
somebody.
warning you before anything, it's gonna get real. Okay. You ready? You ready for that? Can you
I'm ready.
handle that?
I can handle that. You can handle that?
Okay, so first question.
What's the
Should
question?
you talk about your past relationships to your current partner?
Honestly, I feel like it depends on. Honestly, my answer is gonna be yes, but I also feel like it depends on your partner if they can handle it. I feel like you could talk about everything. I think I should be able to talk about everything except for like sex. I don't think nobody wants to hear that part. But I think it's good since you could get an insight like on a person's past, what they've been through, what they like or dislike. The only thing I would be cautious of is how they're talking about it. Like if they're talking about their ex and they start smiling and having flashbacks of memory lane, just run away. Just run away.
True.
Cause that's not, yeah.
So my question for you, Steve.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I kind of agree with you. Just the simple fact that, I feel like it also depends on who we talk about. Like, is this ex, like, how long were you dealing with this ex, and what does this ex meant to you, and does it even have any value for you to even mention, like to talk about? Because in my past relationships, I had someone who used to talk to me about his ex constantly, and it got on my nerves. Like, it really got on my nerves, because at this point I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear the information that, I don't know, it was just weird. But every time, like, it was weird because every time I would ask him a certain question about this ex, he would not want to answer it. But then he would just want to talk, like, random stuff. Like, he would just talk about her, it could be negative, it could be positive. But yeah, when I wanted to ask him certain questions, he would ignore the questions. So it was just, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, that's a red flag. I don't know.
Yeah, like, it was weird.
Just so you can have an insight on what a person's been, so that way you can see where they go and match them on that level. But
right,
I don't know. More consistently, that's a red flag. That means they still got feelings, or they still attached in some type of way, and they're not over or fully healed from that situation.
right.
So I would say run.
You said run.
Just run.
I guess it all depends what they mention and what you want to know from their past relationship, because sometimes we do want to know. I feel like as females, I want to know sometimes, what happened, or, I feel like what she used to, what things y'all used to do, stuff like that, like what happened in your relationship, why y'all broke up, stuff like that. I would like to know. So
I feel like also you can learn like what triggers, something that they didn't like or something that they did. So that way you don't remind them of that person. So that way you can improve. Y'all can improve for the future.
Yes. And now, give me a second, because now this girl left. You have her on your end?
Yes, she's fine.
I don't see her.
She's moving. She's there. Tasha?
I'm here, but you guys can't hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Should you talk about your past relationship with your current partner?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I can now.
Okay. So I have spoken to anytime I was in a relationship, I spoke about my past relationships. Why have I done that? I did it because I feel like, partially like what Angela said, like the new partner does need to know like what happened, right? I feel like in a sense, it kind of helps you improve your current relationship, because you're going to talk to that partner about, certain things that maybe you didn't like in your past relationship. And that's the reason why you left that past relationship, right? So the current partner will get an idea of what to expect in the relationship that you're having with him or her, if you're able to speak to them about your ex. I think it's important because a lot of times, we get into relationships and we don't know the person's past. We don't know why the person separated from, their ex. It could have been for many reasons that I feel like I would like to know. What if, your ex is crazy? What if your ex is violent and she stalks you or he stalks you, and now my new partner, it has people stalking him and he doesn't know why? Like, just, you never know what is going on. And I think it's important to have that conversation so that everything's put out on the table and there's no surprises later on when you've invested 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, into your relationship. You're not surprised finding out that you have a baby, like he has a baby that he didn't tell you about with his ex?
Okay, that's
Well,
deep now.
Because there's
I
so
mean,
Okay.
if there's kids involved, of course. I mean, that's a whole different story. You definitely want to know.
I
But
personally
there are some guys who keep it, on the low, and they don't mention that they have kids. And yeah, that is true.
I personally know someone that had a child, started dating, one of my girlfriends, had a child, and did not tell my girlfriend that he had a child. And so until she was invested, she was already in love and they were engaged, about to get married. So I feel like
What?
it's important to, ask those questions, have those conversations.
Nah, I think you should tell a woman right away. Like, let her decide what she want to do with it, and then that way you can't say, "Oh, I wasn't honest with her."
And I think it's the same for everything, right? Not just for kids. If you have an STD, I want to know you have an STD. I want to know that your girl or your dude gave you an STD, and that's why you guys separated in the first place. So that now, if you're coming
Yeah.
into this new relationship, I need to know to protect myself. Like, there's just a lot of doors that can open up from those conversations, habits and things that you can decide whether you want to stick through it or not.
Nah,
Yeah.
definitely. I agree with that. Like, that's why you gotta be honest, like up front, like what you want, what you don't want. Have an agreement, like so that way there's nothing get misconstrued, misinterpreted, misunderstood. Because you might be talking to someone, you might think you're in a relationship, and the other person might think they're single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What ex?
For sure.
What ex? I'm still with her. I just started. We just have an open relationship, so I'm dating you, and I'm still with her. Like, or my ex and I live together, but we're able to date each other people. Oh, y'all live together? I don't know if I want to be with you if y'all live together, because that's a tricky situation. I don't want to come to your house at night, thinking I'm about to get me some and see your ex sitting on the couch. Like, I think that it can definitely come into a lot of different equations, and it's important to communicate. So
Yeah.
what I
But you know
want
what I feel like
Oh.
as women, like us women, we like to know more about your past, like our current, like, okay, the guys usually don't like to talk about their past. Us females, I feel like we talk more about like our past. Do you think that, can you kind of agree or disagree?
I think it depends on person to person, honestly. But I can see dudes not wanting to talk about it because 9 times out of 10 they're either wrong or they just haven't coped with it yet. Like to let it go or show like they matured from it, they pass. So that's why they don't want to talk about it. But it varies from person to person because each person is different. So I can't say a gender
That's
on it.
true. That's true.
So
I guess as for me, I dealt with guys that really want to brush it off. Like they don't want to talk about the past.
Yeah.
And if they do, they want to just bring certain things from the past.
That's
Like if I,
because they should be able to communicate everything, It should be
Yeah.
open book. You should be able to ask. If you can't ask them questions, that can be a relationship. So then what happens when y'all have kids, when y'all, open a bank account or like when you're struggling, you're not gonna tell me? This
Yeah,
eviction notice and
so.
behind, like, so it's like if you can't communicate about the small stuff, imagine the big things they're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
communicate.
But you know how certain people be like, the past is the past. So we're here in the future. And
That's what got you here now. So I need to know.
yeah.
You could be a serial killer, you could have been convict, like I don't know.
Sure.
So I have a question for you, Steve. Are you currently dating someone?
I'm currently single. I haven't been dating. I just been focused on working, like rebuilding myself. I feel like I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
So how long have you been on this journey of finding yourself?
I want to say.
We're gonna be real. We're gonna be real.
I honestly want to say about 8 months.
Okay. So right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So how long was your longest relationship? And what is your biggest regret? Yeah,
What is my biggest what?
here. I'm just trying to get a background. I've just, because
Can you repeat the question, please?
I'm sorry, you broke up.
So I would just want to get a background for you, Steve, so that our listeners can kind of understand like where you're at right now. So that's why I'm asking, if you're dating now, and if you're not, what is the longest what was your longest relationship that you've had, and what is your biggest regret from that relationship, if any?
I'll say like on and off, like about 9 years.
Okay.
And my biggest regret is like, my kids not growing in a two-parent household.
Yes.
I wanted to break that cycle. I grew up with two parents, going from this house to this house, and like, I felt like tug of war. I don't want my kids to go through that.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I repeated that kind of cycle is just, it breaks my heart.
Yeah. Do you think that there's room for reconciliation? I mean, 8 months is a long time, from you listening to the previous episodes of the podcast. I've been separated as well. And I believe I've been separated for about 6 going on 7 months. So I guess for me, my question is, because I feel the same way that you feel, right? I feel like I've invested a lot of time into this relationship, and I have children, and that is the biggest regret, right? You want to keep the family together for the sake of the children. So do you think that there's room for reconciliation with, your children's mother?
I feel like I want to say no, only because we keep doing like the same dance, like the same tango. So we know it's going to go in the same steps. And I don't want our children to see like that kind of pattern. Like, we have respect for each other, and I think we should just co-parent at this point. Maybe if that does happen, like, should be years from now. I feel like we're both still growing. We had our kids really young, like we started at 18. So, I feel like we need to develop. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. I would say not right now.
And
If that was possible.
it's so funny that, not funny, but it's funny that you're saying that, because your story sounds very similar to mine. So even from a male perspective, we can flip it, I would say the same thing, right? That, I started very early at 18 years old, like you said. And I feel like I didn't have enough time to grow, right? We were trying to grow together as a couple, as a family, but I think it's very important to find yourself. So in the 8 months that you stated that you're trying to find yourself, I commend you for that, because that's very important. A lot of times our situation or our issues in our relationship is really because we don't even know ourselves, and we need to figure out who we are and what makes us happy before we can even try to make somebody else happy, right? So I definitely could relate.
Yeah, I think the growth journey is like really important. Like, I feel like, most things guys do is like, oh, we break up with a girl, let's go get a new girl. Like, we don't like, but when I got a mentor, take your time to self, find out who you are. Amel said this to me. He said, there's girls everywhere but jail. So he's like, just, become more successful, and, you won't even have to look, they'll come to you.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, all right, I started reading more, going to the gym more, just doing things I like who am I? I kept asking myself that every morning, doing my daily affirmations, praying, just more positive stuff. My gratitude, I write down 10 things every morning I'm grateful for. And, just like that growth journey, like, so it's like I'm seeing changes in me, like the way I communicate with people. I learned to let stuff go, like things that's not going to matter. And 5 years, I don't even give it 5 seconds. So I'm like, okay. Like, so.
That's very important for you to even get into a healthy relationship with someone. So.
And I
think that's what we all have to do, male and females.
Yeah. And I commend you for saying, I commend you for even saying like what you're doing, because that was my next question for you. Like, what have you done in the 8 months to work on yourself, right? And I've been telling Angela this throughout my journey as well. Like, I don't know how to work on myself, right? Because I started off so young. I don't know what it means to work on myself, because I always put, my husband first, my children first. So now it's like, what do I do? So I like that you kind of gave examples. You write in your journal, you write your gratitude, you say your affirmations, you're praying to God, you're going to the gym, you're working out. Yeah, I see your notebook. So just serious about it. So I mean, as long as you can look back and say, you know what, I am working on myself. I'm attempting to be better every day. That's all you can do for yourself. And I appreciate you giving those suggestions, because I'm sure our listeners.
And that's a slogan, to be better than yesterday. Like, what can you do today to be better than you was yesterday?
Yeah.
And then, like reach a certain level of enlightenment. Like not everybody is on that certain level of enlightenment, You might see people holding things, I had to learn to let things go. It was a quote by Will Smith. He always said, hate in your heart will consume you too. And it's true. Like, if you got upset about something that happened or something they did, you got to forgive them, not for yourself, not for them, but for yourself, because you're going to hold that hate and it's going to show. It's going to show. You might take it out on your coworkers, your kids, your friends, and you don't want to do that. So you got to be at peace. You got to let it go and be liberated from it.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And I appreciate that insight because that's very important. I think that for me, I feel like women in general are just like a lot of times in their emotions, right? So for me, I'm a very emotional person. So to hear you sound so grounded and sound so sure of like what your plans are and what your steps are to be better, it gives me the confidence that it can be done. So I appreciate that.
It definitely is. I mean, it's a process. Everybody's process and journey is different. So, it's gonna, sometimes I'll go back to like certain places where certain things happen. You have like those little flashbacks, and like, okay, sometimes you gotta say thank you for the memories because it wasn't all bad. Everything and things change. People grow.
Yeah.
Y'all might have something in common, like y'all go to the same school, and then like now y'all don't go to the same school no more. Or, like, no, just speak. Things change, people grow, and the important thing is you got to grow together, and you got to have something in common. You got to have the same system, you got to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page and the communication's not 100, it's gonna get lost somewhere. It's like telephone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that relationships, people do grow apart, but I think that, like, you're absolutely right. There's good memories, there's bad memories. You just have to figure out what you want. And again, we were so young when we got into these relationships that we didn't know what we wanted. And I think that it's important that you start the journey at some point in your life to figure out what you want as a person and not just settling for what is there and what's available.
Yes.
And every negative experience that we go through, it's a life lesson for us. So we should just look at it in a positive way, move on, and be a better person.
Yeah, no regret.
I feel like all my negative experiences, it led me to everything more positive, because it's like, then I started finding people who was going through the same thing as me, and they're like the coolest people I talk to every day. So it's like, if I would have never went through that pain, I would have never met this person. And then I wouldn't be here. Then I had a mentor. They teach me, taught me gratitude. They told me, I was like, yo, you're always so happy and positive. Like, I want to be like you. And then they showed me their system and their blueprint. And I was like, it took a while. Like, it was weird to me at first, but then I just kept doing it. And then I reached to that level. And I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And I feel like everything happens.
And that is so true, because Angela always tells me, she says, you tell too much of your business to everybody, right? But I tell her exactly that. I tell her exactly, like, you never know what somebody's going through. And I tell you, since we started this podcast, I've had friends that, that I speak to every once in a while come and reach out to me, and they're going through similar situations. Like,
I mean, wait. So actually, I tell her this because you got to be cautious who you tell your business to, because not everyone is happy for you. Not everyone is there to help you. So this is the reason why I tell her, like, be careful who you tell your stuff to. You tell everyone. She has no filter. Just anyone she freaking finds, I don't know, to talk, she would say her whole life to. I'm like, girl, you don't even know that person. So that's why I tell her that.
Because again, I really truly believe that you never know what somebody is going through. And it's very important. Like, there's people that you can see on the street and you don't know what they're going through. So I feel like my story, my life experiences can be a testimony to somebody that is going through it. And so when I'm giving out my information, I don't care if people talk about me. People are going to talk regardless if they know what is going on or if they don't know what's going on. But for me, by me keeping quiet and retaining that information into myself, it's not helping other people. Like, it may help other people. And I'm big on trying to figure out what my purpose is on this earth. And I talk a lot, right? So I'm like, God, I know my purpose has to be something with talking, because that's all I do is talk. So maybe my purpose is through my experiences and trying to, just let people know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. it's a better day tomorrow than what it is today. We're alive and we can get through it. Anything that we go through, we're going to get through it. So we just got to keep pressing on.
And I feel like that led me to the perfect spot because now you're here in the podcast,
Yeah.
and now you're able to, you're on a platform, you get to talk, you get to talk to people, people who may be going through, they're gonna hear it, your friends and family, somebody close to you might be going through it and not even say nothing.
And even look at
So
you,
it's
like
you
we
never
didn't
know who you're
even,
gonna impact.
yeah, and I didn't even know your situation, but the fact is you were able to share that on this platform, and our situations are very similar. So you're able to help me just by you telling your story. That what I need to do to just work on myself, because I always say to Angela, okay, I'm gonna work on myself, but what does that mean? So
I look at it like this, like people try to be who they were before the pain, and they're not that person anymore. That person that you were before the pain is dead. They don't exist. You're a whole new person. You got to carry that pain with you, and wear that as a shirt. And like you said, show people what you're going through, and the fact that you're still confident, the fact that you're still strong, the fact you got to act like that never happened, but it did happen. But it just made you stronger. Like you took that energy from the negative and you made it more positive, and just look back at it like it's not the end. You're stronger. You just rebuild yourself. It's like a bone, when it breaks, it rebuilds stronger. And that's how we got to look at certain situations. And sometimes we're looking at the door that closed, like what happened, and we got a new door right in front of us that we're not even paying attention to.
yeah,
That's true.
I agree. So our next question is, what's our next question, Angela?
Um, what do you consider as cheating in a relationship?
What do I consider as cheating in a relationship? Can we define relationship first?
Oh
I'm
God, why y'all man make it so difficult? It's a simple question. No,
I'm answering it. I'm answering it. I got you. Now, because I feel like a relationship is two people that agree to be with each other, and cheating is a violation of that relationship. Now you said, what is cheating, right? That was your question?
Yes. What do you consider as cheating in a relationship?
I feel like it's two types of cheating. There's sexual, which is like kind of physical, and then it's like emotional, which is like talking.
Okay.
So let's say, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So let's say let's say texting, or this new definition of sneaky links that people are like doing now. Like in anything that basically, I'll put it like this: anything that you do that you wouldn't want me to do, that if I did it, if anything that you did and I was to do it back to you, and it would be a problem.
What is sneaky link? I don't know what that is. What is sneaky link?
I got you. So this is the new slang that people are saying now. Sneaky links. It's an appointment or link between a male and a female. Usually they meet up. No one else knows about the meetup, and 9 times out of 10, the link is exchange between pussy and dick.
Oh.
Like I don't know
definition.
Yeah, that's the Urban Dictionary definition.
Okay. I gotta use that one day.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's what they say, like in the city. Like they always talk about sneaky links. Like even when I was like in the barbershop, I'm like, yeah.
This is my first time hearing it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Is it a New York City thing?
I'm not sure. Like I've been hearing it a lot lately too. Like this is the first.
No, my niece is sitting in the room and she said no, she knows what it is. So maybe it's
damn, we old, Tasha. Because I ain't never.
We are old.
Ooh.
So I was like, what? So yeah, it could be texting, it could be kissing, touching, it could be hanging out, going to the movies, dinner dates, anything your partner doesn't know about that you wouldn't tell your partner, the person that you shouldn't be with, a person that you shouldn't be talked to, I'll consider that cheating.
So I guess my next question for you would be in correlation with that is which one do you think is worse? Do you think an emotional cheater or a physical cheater? Which would you say would be more hurtful to you?
More hurtful for me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cheating in general is bad, right? Cheating in general is bad.
I would say
yeah.
Yes. Cheating is bad. I want to say physical because it's like I'm gonna imagine that in my head, like, and that'd be an image I don't want to imagine. So like emotional. Like, you know, you probably like I give you an example. You could read somebody text messages, but nothing happened. But you'll be like, oh damn, that's how they are. They don't even talk to me like that.
So what I mean by emotional is that the other person has your girl's like attention, right? The guy has her heart, right? Like she fell for him. She has an emotional connection for him, right? She's constantly texting him, thousands of text messages between the guy and your girl. You know, that type of interaction, not just like a little DM in the Instagram, but like an actual emotional connection where you see that she's venting with this guy. She's venting about maybe your relationship, or she's venting about something that happened at work to this guy. She's putting her confidence in this guy's conversation. That emotion.
All right, so I'm gonna have to switch because I'm physical. You're not gonna want to imagine it, but I feel like I don't know. Me personally, I feel like in a relationship, like it's between me and you. So you shouldn't be telling people problems that you ain't tell me first. So I'm gonna get upset because it's like, why are you telling this person that? How is it gonna get better if you're telling them?
Yeah.
Right.
So I absolutely feel like the emotional.
So I would say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I'll say emotional because it's like, you know, he's getting a certain you. He's getting like the you that I deserve. Like that's the point of being in a relationship, is us. I mean, having that clear communication. So it's like, why are you giving him that communication? Why are you not telling me what's bothering you so I could fix it? You telling him, you vented to him, he's getting an idea in the back of his head that he has a chance with you. And then all it takes is that one time for me to mess up, and then now he makes his move and you're gone.
I mean, by that point, if I feel like your girl has that emotional connection with that dude, say goodbye to your girl, because she ain't your girl no more. She about to move on to that dude, because you know how like emotion, like, you know, that is so strong, I feel. Yeah. As for a female, like if I'm connected emotionally with a guy other than my current partner, that is I'm completely just done with my current partner, and I'm focused on, you know, the new guy. Like I feel like that connection is so strong.
Basically,
right, and that's what
if a female has that emotional connection, she's already checked out of her relationship, because that she's confiding in this guy about everything. She doesn't have a need.
Take note, Steve. Take note, okay?
You're gonna tell me what's wrong. You're gonna let me know what's going on first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pull up to your job and let him know.
Take note from two girls, two females.
If she's not doing that, I would say that I would ask her, what's the issue? Like, am I not approachable? Why don't you feel like you can communicate with me about these things, but you can communicate with this other person about it? The other person might be a better listener. The other person might actually be listening and giving advice, whereas you might just listen and then just say, "Oh, I feel you." You might not give her any advice. So, if I was the guy, I would want to know why, right? That connection happens.
Nah, I'll be like, what happened? Why did you go? I would be like, my first question would be like, why did you go to him instead of me? Like, how you wanted to get better if you're talking to him?
Yeah. But you have to, so then you have to be ready for her answer. You have to be prepared for her answer, because most times when women are seeking outside men-wise conversation, not sex, because sex, anybody can get sex, right? Anybody can have that physical, like, oh, I just need to get me some, and then I'm going back home, and you know. So when it comes to emotional, though, emotional is like if a female has this guy's heart and they haven't even had sex yet, like. It's like, why, you know?
And also that, you know, for us females, sex can mean a lot for us too.
It definitely does. I'm not deleting sex from the equation. I do think that sex could, but not alone. You can't. I don't think that I would be in love with a guy just for his penis. Like, you know, it has to be more.
No, but us females, we tend to catch more feelings faster sometimes. And also not just that I feel like if you go and cheat, you know, as a woman, I feel like I don't know, it's just obviously if you go cheat physically, it's like there is a connection there with the guy. I mean, that's for me because I'm not just gonna fuck anyone. I don't know for
Physical,
you, like, what do you?
I feel like it's a physical connection. I feel like it's lust. Like, man, he looks so good. Like,
Yeah, but once it gets, obviously it's a physical, but then it gets emotional for us females. For men, tends to be more like, I don't know, they could just fucking fuck. I feel. I don't know.
You gotta interview 5 women and come back to me.
I don't know.
The ladies are giving it up so easy, and they're giving it up so easy before they even get that emotional. And the reason why is because they're hoping, oh, if I give it up sexually, then the guy's going to stay with me because I have bomb pussy. Well, no, that's not all you need. I mean, you know what I mean? So I do think that,
because then the next pretty face that come by, he's gonna go because that's all you have to offer. So he's not gonna stay. It's not
Exactly.
gonna be for long.
yeah,
Just like that's all you have to offer. So you stimulate him mentally.
me personally, sex is just sex, right? Like, I feel like sex is great. Like, oh, it's great that we can have amazing sex every night, but then what? You're gonna go home, right? Because you can't do nothing else.
Sex stands for sacred energy exchange. So like, when you have sex, we soul ties. So like we giving each other's energies. So that's why like a lot of people relationships last longer than what it needs to because they exchange in energy. So you notice like when most people stop having sex with each other, the relationship will apart and y'all less likely to be attached to each other.
Explain
So,
that
like-
soul ties, because I was trying to explain that to Angela. Remember we were talking about sex and I was telling you that the person's energy, and Angela didn't. I told you, can you explain that to her?
Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm sorry if I said it too fast. So sex is like sacred energy exchange. So when you have sex, you and your partner are exchanging energy. So like, let's say you're a really positive person and your partner's a angry person. You more likely become more positive. Your partner might likely become more angry. Like you exchanging the energy. So like, and also soul tie, like, you're becoming more attached because like through sex, you're giving each other energy. So it's like you have like their energy on you. So like you're used to them. You're gonna crave their energy, and like vice versa, they're gonna crave your energy.
I guess that's why I was angry at my past relationship all the time. No, let me stop. That's
So
interesting. I never knew that.
I just learned this like not too long ago. Like I said, I thought deep into a lot of different things. Like I just wanted to keep learning. But yeah, so it's like, you exchange your partner energy, you take it. So if they angry, they miserable, you're gonna become miserable. Like if you're happy, they're gonna become more happy, and it's gonna keep exchanging until like it's a balance. That's why it's very important like to pick your partner wisely because you want somebody who vibrate on the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I have a question for you. I have a question.
I was trying to explain it. Angela was like, what? I never heard of it. I was like,
oh yeah, when she told me about that, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That sounds like some voodoo type of thing. Like, I don't even know. Like, what?
I learned it from actually a meme, and then I looked it up like into depth, like define it and stuff.
Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that sexual energy is very important. You don't want to just sleep with anybody, right? Because then their energy is on you. And then I've even heard, even looking into it, like that if you have multiple partners, if you're sleeping with one person, their energy come on to you. And then if you want to sleep with the other person, that energy transfers into that other person too. So you really have to be careful of who you're sleeping with, know who they're sleeping with, if they're sleeping with anybody. And because it's important to protect your space. Important.
Damn, now you have to worry about STDs, energies, like what?
I know it's complicated.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's too much. But I have a question for you, Steve. Going back to cheating. Sorry. Have you ever cheated?
Have I ever cheated? Black men don't cheat. Hashtag black men don't cheat. But when I was a boy,
that is a lie. We are not hashtag black tonight.
Yeah, don't do that. This is the real and raw. We said we're gonna keep it real.
Being real, I'm gonna keep it real. Men don't cheat. Boys cheat. Because a man, he's gonna be mature. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like I have a mother, I have a sister, I even have a daughter now. I'm not cheating on no girl because I don't want no boy cheating on her because I know how I feel about my daughter, how much I love her. So I would never cheat. But when I was a boy, a young adolescent, when I didn't know no better, when I had bad influences, I was in love marriage before. And
have you cheated? Have you cheated on your baby your baby's mother? So you were with her for 9 years. Were you a boy at any time in those 9 years?
I would say in high school before we had kids.
You really put him on the spot. I don't think
I mean,
you okay with that?
because of being raw, right? But because, you know, like I could tell you a few boys that are in their 30s. So I don't think a boy is necessarily like high school, like adolescence. I think a boy could be my age, right? Because I've known guys to cheat and they're in their 30s. I know guys to cheat that's in their
I look at boy and men as versus maturity level.
yeah,
I can't not
Yeah.
maybe an age, but a maturity.
yeah.
So that's
But
what
you have not cheated in the 9 years that you were with your baby mother.
When we were together. See, what happened was, right before I got with the mother of my kids, I was with a woman. She broke up with me, and she said she wanted to focus on education. So then, it's high school. There's many people. You move on. You meet somebody new. She came back and was like, "I want to be with you." So then I was really confused,
What? You were confused.
yeah, because I have feelings for you, but now I'm with someone new, so then I have feelings for them. So
You know why she came back? She came back because you were with someone new. And us as women, we don't like that, right? We wanted
but she
you
didn't know.
we wanted
She
you to
didn't know.
focus on your education too, but you wanted to get another girlfriend, and that's what you did. So now the girl's like, wait, I'm focusing on my education, but he just found another one. So now I'm gonna go back to him because this is how quick I can get back.
No,
Yeah, it messed up his life, right?
Yeah, it gets better. It gets better though. It gets better. The honest truth, I found out she wanted to talk to someone else. That's why she said that. But she just told me she wanted to focus on education.
Mm.
She didn't know I had a new girl.
Ooh.
Oh, she didn't know you had a new girl. So she
No.
broke up with you to go talk to the other guy. The other guy probably rejected her. So then she came back
Right.
to you like, hey, I'm
But
here.
I had already moved on.
And she didn't know you had a girlfriend. So that means you proceeded with cheating with her and you didn't tell her.
No, I just feel like at the time, they always encourage it. Your influences. That's why the people around you very important. They was encouraging. Yeah, have 2 girlfriends. It's cool.
We're gonna blame the peer pressure? No,
Yeah,
honey.
we're gonna check
Yeah,
you out.
I mean, as a boy, as a male, they teach you this is cool. Like this is it. Like this is having 2 girlfriends is it. But then like I noticed like how draining it was. It's like you gotta lie. You can't call on the wrong name. Like balances. Then I worked too.
Oh my God.
I was very active in school. Involved in a lot of clubs. So it's like now I got a day off. I gotta choose like, oh, who I want to chill with today. So like I was very mature. I talked to a friend and then I told them what happened. I said, listen, I don't know who to choose. They said, no matter which one you choose, you're gonna be in the no matter which one you choose, you're gonna pick the wrong one. And I understood when they told me that. So I decided to have both of them meet me in the classroom, and I told them who I want to be with, and I told them I didn't want to be with either one of them because I didn't want to make the wrong choice.
So you didn't cheat.
You started to. It was starting to. No.
emotional cheating, you could call it. So
Well, I think what it sounds like is that you were not over the first girlfriend anyway, so you really shouldn't have jumped into another relationship because if she could come back to you so easily and say, hey, I want you back and you're considering it, then you really still wanted to be with her from the beginning.
I just feel like
that's what we all tend to do. We tend to jump into the next thing to kind of like
To forget the person that we were dealing with.
Exactly.
our heart because our heart's broken.
Instead of waiting, to finding yourself, I'm like, oh, she's pretty cool. You want to be with me? Like, excited. So I told both of them, I didn't want to be with neither one of them. They came back to me. They said, it makes no sense for 3 people to be unhappy. That whoever you choose, the other one was gonna respect it. And then the mother of my kids was like, listen, we was in a relationship. She already had her chance. Like, listen, I'm it, and it worked out, and now we got 3 kids.
So this was before you had kids with her?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
High school. So that was like a nice little love story you can like tell your children when they get older,
I just didn't know how much work it was. Like, lying, you gotta switch it up. Like, I don't know how guys, like grown men, like especially with jobs, have time to like juggle. So I'm not trying to be a simp or nothing. Like, I just think it's so time consuming. And then also money, financial. Now you gotta take this girl to the movies. You gotta take this girl to the movies. You gotta buy her present. You gotta buy, like, I can't imagine. I don't know how people.
You know what they do? I have went on a couple of dates and we would be, I would be like, can we stay local? No, they would take me to like, who knows where, like freaking far away from Elizabeth in
that's
a
another
white
thing, too.
town.
You gotta worry about other people that know y'all
White
now.
town where nobody
This
knows
girl-
us. And I'm like, what the hell? Until I started like picking up the clues, like, oh hell no, this dude is trying to hire me from probably his girl.
We drove by 5 Applebee's. Why couldn't we go to the first one?
Right?
Yeah, so like that's another thing you gotta worry about too. Now you gotta worry about, if I run into somebody else who know her or doesn't know her, like it gets so complex. Like
Yeah, and
that's what
don't get caught by the best friend, because you're done. She will be taking pictures,
Oh my
FaceTiming the girl, whatever.
It's funny. I have a story. I was walking with a girl who actually looked like the other girl. I was walking with my friend who looked like the other girl, and one of her best friend took a picture of and sent it to me. I sent it to her and said, like, look, he's with the girl. And like she's cursing me out and everything. And I'm like, yo, that's such and such. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. But like,
The friends is starting. I had a story too. Like I was in the mall, and it was like a blind date with my husband that we're separated now, but I was actually dating someone when I met my husband, and my girlfriend tricked me and kind of like was like, let's go to the mall. And then when I got in the car, they picked up my husband, and then we went to the mall, and then my boyfriend's friend was downstairs. I don't know how he looked upstairs and saw me, and I was trying so hard to like walk away from my husband because first of all, I wasn't on a date. It was a sabotaged event, but somehow this guy seemed to be on point because he was like, he called me quick and was like, where you at? And I was like, what you mean? I'm at the mall. And he's like, who you with? So, and it was like, he got so upset and I was crying. I went to his house crying. Like, it wasn't what you thought it was. So
yeah, your gut is like your first line of defense. Like, you're gonna sense it. You're gonna sense it. Like your gut is never really wrong. It's like, I feel like it's your warning in the spirit world first before like, it happens in reality.
yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, if you think your boyfriend cheating, then you go snooping, you go catch him, right?
Your gut.
Yep.
So my question for you, Steve, like we had a previous episode, I'm sure you listened to. The episode was since you're separated from your baby mother and you do have children, would you want to meet your baby mother's significant other?
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm not the jealous type. Like, we could be cool. We could get stepdaddy, daddy shirt. The only rule I really have is
I'm sorry.
don't hit my kids. And then we cool. Like, we cool. Like, don't hit my kids. Like, and that's it. Other than that, I'm no. Listen, I want her to be happy. She deserves to be happy. Maybe he could help her grow in ways that I couldn't. So, like, I wouldn't be ashamed of it.
You take a minute to clap.
I know. I need some of that because I don't know my emotion. I would like to meet my baby father's new girlfriend, but I will say that I will have some things with my children, man. Introducing my children is like, that's my heart right there. So I don't know. She better not get a stepmommy shirt. She better not get a stepmommy shirt. I mean that.
Listen, my kid got a football game. I'm like, I'm gonna get the shirts made. It's gonna say daddy, stepdaddy, mom, and stepmom. You gotta be able to reciprocate the energy though. We can't be hypocritical. And you gotta reach that level of enlightenment.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll try, Steve.
Like, you can't think negative. You can't think like, oh, this person's trying to be my mommy. You can't think this person's
bring
for you.
Can I be petty and bring like a guy to the game too?
I mean, I see the thing is with that, I don't like, and both, I would say this for like both of us. I don't want us bringing different, like, let's say you with a man and then you break up and bring a new one and a new one. Like, I don't want that. Like, if it's gonna be somebody you're gonna be serious with and consistent with, then that's fine. Like, that's the only thing I would. So I don't want my kids like, oh.
Do you fear that she is going to do her own thing, right? So we believe that, right? I believe that I'm not going to introduce my new guy to my kids unless it's serious. But we can't control our baby mother and our baby father. We can't control like, oh, you only dated him for 2 months. Why are they around my kids? We can't control that. So then what?
Honestly, I just feel like you gotta have a conversation, and like if they can't handle it, like listen, I've been with this person a while, I trust them, I really want to be with them. Like they got, we gotta mature. You can't be like that. And I think it's important to meet the kids early because let's say the kids don't like them. Like if my kids, like especially my daughter, she don't like my new female, I don't want to be in a relationship with her,
What?
and that's it.
That's a hard cookie to swallow.
I
because
don't agree
a
with
lot
that
of
because
times the
kids,
kids, a lot of times the kids are going to sabotage it because the kids want you back with their mama.
yes, you have to
So
be careful.
yeah, so you would
But
never date anybody if it's up to the kids because the kids want you back with the
no,
mother.
but you never know the kids in it because it's like how my kids feel about you, how my kids, the energy. I don't want my kids feeling uncomfortable or like scared.
Obviously, it's important to have a talk with your kids and tell them, how do you feel with this person? Do they treat you right? Do you feel any type of way? I completely understand that part, but not tell them like, okay, well, if you don't like them, I'm gonna
No, I
break
would
up
tell
with.
them that. But I would hope like they could get along because I feel like maybe early in the relationship you might get serious with that person and then your kids may not even like them at all. Then now what do you do? Like
I
whereas if
think
you met
that
them
it's
early,
important.
you could have saw that in the beginning.
I think that if the guy or the girl is trying and like let's say your new woman is like, hey, like let's go for ice cream with the kids or let's take the kids to the park or she's cooking for them or she happy birthday, she's giving them presents like and she's really trying and the kids don't like her still, you would be able to see like, man, like guys, she's trying, she really loves me, she loves you guys, like what's the problem? And I think a conversation needs to be had, but I wouldn't solely go off of my kids.
And that's what I say. It gets complex. It gets so complex too. But it's like I don't want to. I wouldn't want my woman feeling uncomfortable. I wouldn't want my kids feeling uncomfortable. I would want everybody to get along. Like even my mother and kids. Like I have a friend, and he has like a baby mother and a new girlfriend, and his baby mother and the girlfriend are really cool. Like the baby mother calls the girlfriend like to pick the kid up from school, and it's no hostility and no drama. And I'm like, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
And he said in the beginning it wasn't like that. He like had to like really sit them down, he had to talk like, listen, you're not doing this. And like, I really expected that. And I'm like, that's a situation I haven't crossed yet. And I want it to be that. I just want it to be really peaceful. And not only my way, but on her way as well. I don't think it should be hostility or drama. Like if we because at the end of the day, we still got to raise these kids together. And that's all that matters.
I feel that's why it's important that the parent steps in and sits both of them there and
we nip
have
it in
a
the butt
talk.
right away. Like we're not letting nothing escalate, nothing on social media, nipping in the butt right away. Like, listen, y'all not gonna be listen. You my girlfriend, this is the mother of my kids. Y'all need to respect each other. Like this is what
That's
it
how
is.
it should be.
Like right away. Like right away. Like it's just I can't have that headache. I don't like drama. Like I'm really on a peaceful, protect my peace energy kind of vibe. And I can't have that, like, cause I want to go over here, like, oh yeah, your stupid new girlfriend, but not do this to my kids. And then over here, yeah, your kids don't like me, then she's up here crying, and now I gotta, make her feel better. So like, that's the drama you don't need, the stress you don't need. And you could
you're
like
gonna be in the middle of a hostile situation. So to prevent that, I get it. You want both parties to just, and that's what we were saying before. It's for the best interest of the kids. It has nothing to do with us at this point. It has to do with the children. And if the children's happy and the children are good, then we are good, So
I get it, and I tell people this like all the time. I had a friend, she was dating a guy. He had a kid, and the baby mother was really hostile with him and stuff. And I told her, I'm like, you're the girlfriend. Like I could see why she's upset. She just had this man's kid. He's moving on. He's happy. She's not in a relationship. I'm like, you can't match her energy and be disrespectful too. Like you got to be more understanding and be more mature about the situation.
Yeah.
And then like you telling her that she took the mother without the guy knowing, and they went out to lunch and they talked, and now they're on a good relationship.
I like that. See, I like the good story.
Yeah, but I wish every story would be that easy.
It's not gonna be easy. Like in the beginning, it's gonna be hard, but it gotta be to a point where it's like, all right, this is enough. Like
it definitely is gonna take work, right? It took work for you to be in the relationship, work for you to get out of the relationship. It's work, and I think that we gotta.
I feel like once you're able to separate your emotions from what needs to get done, it'll be so much easier. Yeah. And I feel like it's hard. I feel like it's hard, and I understand women too. Like having kids, and like you might feel a type of way, and this and that, and I get it. I do get it, but I don't know, like I don't like the drama, so listen, nip it in the butt. Just have them talk it out, work it out. I don't care if it take hours. I don't yell, but I'll be like, yo, listen, y'all not leaving till y'all fix it. So figure out an agreement because we're not having this.
Yeah. And I think that, Steve, what I would like for you to do is to not like solely 100% leave every relationship due to the children. Please be cautious of that because I have, heard stories. The kids are teenagers now and they do not want their mother really to date anybody, right? Gets an attitude, gets upset, the behavior changes every time she starts dating somebody else. So you don't want to, you deserve to be happy, just like your kids deserve to be happy. But your kids are going to get older, they're going to go off to college, they're going to go get married themselves, and you're going to be alone. So like, and I'm not saying that for you personally, I'm just saying that for anybody. So just be cautious of that and take that to heart. And because I've seen you've seen movies, right? Like where the kids are sabotaging the new girl.
That's different, I guess. My kids are still really young too, and like I don't know. I feel like the next relationship I want to have is like my last relationship. I don't want to be like, I don't know how like jumping to jump. So I'm taking my time, really getting to know someone, and hopefully it just all works out. Like
Yeah, I hope so too.
Take your time.
Yeah.
I'm so picky. I have like a checklist. It's funny.
I believe you too. Yeah, you have a checklist. I'm sure it's really long too, right?
It's about 25. If you got like one that's not on it, like, you gotta go. Like,
no.
Steve, how old are you?
I am 26 years young.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still young. You still have a whole life ahead of you to find love. So I'm rooting for you. We're rooting for you.
Yes.
Find love. Everybody deserves to be happy. So, we really appreciate you coming on today. We had some really interesting conversations. You giving us insight on a few things.
Also, wait, before anything, I want to give a shout out to Steve for being a good father.
Thank you.
Because yes, he is one of those, men that is actually, a good father with his kids. So
you said
thank you.
Good job.
I thought you said follower. I'm sorry.
No, father.
Thank you for having me. I would love to be on the show. Any topics, any questions. I'm here. I always try to give a lot of feedback, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of your show. Just thank you for having me on it. I'm really impressed.
We'll definitely when we get up there, we'll definitely re-invite you back. Because we're speaking it into existence, right? We're speaking it into existence that this thing is going to help some people, and we're going to get so many followers that people are going to be looking for our advice, and so we really appreciate your feedback, and we appreciate you being on the show. We really are grateful.
I love it because I listen to it on the way to work, or I might be doing something. I might be cleaning or cooking, and then I get something to listen to, and it's like, I feel like I know you when I don't know you, like kind of thing. So it's like, that's okay. Stuff like YouTube and other stuff. So, and the topics be really good too. I'll be like, what?
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Hopefully one day when.
Thank you, Tasha. Thank you, Angela.
When COVID is over, hopefully.
You're welcome.
When COVID is over, hopefully we can you guys hear me?
What you said?
I'm already talking over here. I said hopefully when COVID's over, we can go to New York and visit and meet you.
Yeah, I could come to Jersey too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's not that far. By the path and the New Jersey Transit.
Yeah. All righty. So that's it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning into The Real and Raw with Tasha
and Angela.
A special guest, Steve.
Thank you again, Steve. Steve, where can people find you on social media? Steve, where can people find you on social media?
Sure did.
Technology. It's nice to seeing you, Angela. Oh my God.
Yes. It's nice too. You kept it real. You kept it good.
So we have to keep it real,
Yes.
We just gotta mature and grow up in different ways. And I get it. Some people not there yet, and I'm not judging them. It's gonna take their journey to get there. I
Yeah.
mean, if you can help them, like I have bros and they be cheating on good girl. I'll be like, yo, don't cheat on her. She's a good girl. Chill. Like, you
Are
gotta
you
regret
back?
it.
Can you see me?
I don't know what happened. Today has been the worst
I know. I have
signal
to.
that we
I'm gonna have to
have
listen
had,
to it.
because this never has happened to us.
If y'all want to do it again, that's okay too.
Tasha, because I feel
see
like
you
I don't know if
guys.
she's gonna be able to even put the video, because it has been so many interruptions. I don't know. Hopefully,
Yeah, so loud and really clear.
Oh, hey guys.
wait, it moved. Where's she at? She
That's
left.
what she did. Tasha.
You just disappeared.
Oh. Hi. No.
Hey. There you go.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Oh my God. I was all talking and you couldn't hear
This video, we're not gonna release it, right? Because you can't edit it, like for YouTube.
Do you want to do it again? If you
I'm
what
moving. So I see that you guys are like, she's frozen.
She froze
She's not
again.
moving. I can't.
Where's the kids?
You're a mess, Tasha. What is wrong with your internet?
I'm exiting.